Until you develop the ability to surrender, your entire life will be a fight. And yes, there is a time and a place to fight, but if that's all you ever know, you'll be fighting with your friends, your coworkers, your family. You'll be fighting with existence itself. So when I say surrender, what I'm really talking about is trusting the universe. And you can't trust the universe until you trust yourself. And how do you trust yourself? You embrace who you are, letting go of the past, letting go of the future, where you are right now. If you can allow yourself to actually be who you are right now, fully accept it, then you don't need to worry about the future and you don't need to worry about the past. Everything is in alignment already. Life takes care of life. You, from your highest perspective, are the consciousness that created this whole experience. There's only one consciousness here, and we are all fractals of the one. So on some level, you chose exactly where you are right now. You chose this. It doesn't mean there's no better future. Doesn't mean you don't need to take action. But what it does mean is you take time to surrender. Take time to allow what is. This let go state is what should inform your actions. What should inform your next steps. Because if you don't take this pause to surrender, to receive, to become open, then you're just running on momentum. You're just going to continuously charge forward without any breaks, without ever taking a moment to look around and see where you actually are. I spent way too much of my younger life in fight or flight mode, just continuously jumping from one activity to the next until my nervous system was so burnt out that I eventually found meditation and I found surrender. I found how to trust the existence. And like I said, there's a time and a place. There's a Zen master called Ikkyu, and he was walking from one town to the next, and he came across some students of his, and they asked the master, how do you know when to travel? How do you know where you're going? And he said, the wind blows me. They called him Crazy Cloud. That was his nickname. So he said, the wind blows me where I need to go. And they're like, all right, what happens when there's no wind? And he responds, then I blow myself. And he started playing his flute and kept on walking. So there's this level of trust that, like I said, we need to have with the universe, and it starts with trusting yourself. So how do we trust ourselves? Is we have to take time. We have to let go of all of the stories that we're carrying, let go of all of the meanings that we're holding on to these stories. And it doesn't have to be for long. It can even just be for 5 minutes. It can be for a single moment. Just taking some time to just be. And from that beingness, then we can move into action, and we can move into doing, we can move into all these different states. It's like the masculine and the feminine. We need both. The feminine is that surrender, that let go, to become open and receive. And it's such a different energy than the masculine, which is all about action and doing and hierarchy and competition. we can live in that let go and bring it to the masculine. We can live in the feminine and form the masculine. Because when we're in our feminine, when we're in that receptive surrender, we know all of the challenges and the experiences that we're having are shaping us into what we're ultimately going to become. We don't focus on self-improvement. Self-improvement happens on its own as a result of leaning into our challenges and allowing and embracing where we are. Doesn't mean we don't problem solve, doesn't mean we don't live a creative life, but it means that we know what's happening is happening for a reason. And that reason we chose, from the highest perspective, we chose exactly where we are. You can look at it like if we're on the current of life, like a river. The river from the spring moves down into the ocean. And we're born in the spring, and in the river we can either cling on to every rock and boulder and tree that we see, and we can just, this is enough, this is far enough, I don't want to move into the ocean. And the ocean is source energy. That is the life force that creates us. And moving into that means we have to let go of all the things we're holding on to. And if you're watching this, there's a reason you're ready to let go. You're ready to begin trusting yourself and trusting your story and trusting where life is taking you. If you want to get strong, you're going to have to go through the struggle. If you want wisdom, you're going to have to go through pain. It's just the paradoxical nature of this reality. Anything we want is on the other side of something we don't want. And so by accepting where we are, we actually lean into what's real, what's present. There's a time for a vision. I think having a vision is super important, and having a North Star is super important. But just as important is letting that go and being where you are. It's very paradoxical, but we need both. And so as we're going down the river of life, we can cling on to certain things, or we can, like I said, we can fight it. We can try and swim upstream. Or we can also just let go and trust where this river is taking us. And once you see the unity, once you see the aspect of the whole, that we're all aspects of this whole creation, then you can really see that you chose where you are. I keep coming back to that. There's no more fight when you surrender and you trust love to flow where you need to go. So that is my view on surrender. I hope you got something from it. I love you. Have a great day. Ciao.